I know the title of this speech is a bit politically incorrect, but I believe that we as men need to stop beating around the bush and simply say what needs to be said. Brothers, we have lowered our standards in women for so long that we now have a culture of degenerate women who are overvaluing themselves. What do I mean by this? We now have a culture of sluts, whores, and detestable females who actually think that on a scale of 1 to 10, they are a 10, when in reality, they are a 2. But because we as men have lowered our standards in women for so long, we have made 2 the new 10. So now we have these women walking around thinking that they're a black queen, a white queen, an Asian queen, or a Mexican queen, when in reality, they're a black whore, a white whore, an Asian whore, and a Mexican whore. That's our fault as men, brothers, because we praise their whorish behavior. And you want to know why? Because many men love whores. Let's just be honest, brothers. Many men love whores. Just look at how we praise the whores in Hollywood. Look at how we praise these whores in our own community. Look how much attention we give to these scantily clad dressed women who have no discretion in their choice of apparel. Look at how much men support the porn industry. Our love for sex as men is so predictable that corporations know how to stimulate our senses to get us to purchase their product or service. We have lowered our standards to the point where our daughters are losing their virginity and joining the community of whores and sluts. And because we as men love whores for so long and created a culture of whoredom, we are now reaping the consequences of that whorish behavior. You wanted free sex in the 1960s? You wanted sex with no strings attached? Of course the consequences of such lewd behavior is babies. But some did not want these babies, which gave rise to contraceptives and eventually abortion for those who were able to afford it. We as men created a culture where bastard babies are the norm, and the whores that many men were messing around with are getting the courts involved. But all of these things are now happening because we as men created a whorish society. And I know many men want to join these men's groups and they want to talk about the problems of the feminist movement and the biasness of the court system and how they support women more than men. But let's be honest, brothers, many men love whores. They love jumping from women to women. It did not bother us that the women we were with were sexually involved with 7 other men. It did not bother us that the woman we was with had 3 babies with other men. It did not bother us. And now we want to complain about the whirlwind that we are currently inheriting from our own foolish behavior? We must understand, brothers, that it started with our love for whores. Well then, if the problem started with our love for whores, then part of the solution is we need to begin leaving whores alone. We must stop loving whores. You need to make a commitment in your life that you will leave whores alone. And the only way that you will leave whores alone, brothers, is that you must stop being a whore yourself. But as long as you are a whore yourself, as long as you remain to be a player, as long as you have no sexual sobriety, as long as you have no sexual responsibility, then you will forever feed this whorish culture. You need treatment, brothers, because a woman cannot be a whore without your support. You know, they say that men are dogs, but guess what? They're right. But check this out. Dogs do not have sex with kittens. Dogs do not have sex with bears. Dogs have sex with bitches. A bitch is a female dog. The sad thing about our culture is that we don't want to acknowledge that more and more women have bitch characteristics. They too have doggish behavior. So if we're going to solve this problem as men, we're going to have to diagnose it correctly. Don't get it twisted, brothers. Just because I mentioned women in this speech does not mean that they are the targeted audience of this message. My goal is to take a realistic approach at this issue. That approach is self-evaluation. You know, it's going to take time to change the culture of women. It's going to take time to change the fashion industry that supports these whorish females. It's going to take time to change the legal system as it relates to child support, alimony support, domestic violence, rape, and divorce cases so that it judges fairly between men and women. But it doesn't have to take months and years for you as a man to quit your addiction to whorish behavior. So the quickest solution for us brothers is that we take personal responsibility and admit our own addiction to whoredom and make a commitment to walk away from that lifestyle. Now, in order to leave whores alone, you must be able to recognize a whore. So here are some tips that I'm going to share with you that will help you recognize a female whore. There are 3 characteristics of women that I want to warn you about. Number 1 are active whores. These are unmarried women who are involved in sexual activity, and married women who are having sex outside of their marriage. These are active whores. You know, the ones you meet at the nightclub, the bar, or the house party. You know, the ones who allow men to rub up all on them, the ones who allow men to take them home and partake of the cherry that is between their legs. The ones who claim that they will not give it up on a first date, but they will eventually give it up on the 5th date. You know, those church girls who sing in the choir and lead praise and worship, but they will let you into their panties in the backseat of a car. You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones who come from strict families, who was properly taught at home but decided she wanted to be grown. These are the little young whores, the 14, 15, and 17-year-old whores. These were recruited at a young age. And then you have those who are married, who have the audacity to cheat on their husbands. These types of whores will cause a brother to commit a homicide. These types of whores will cheat on their husbands and still get the house, the car, and win primary child support. And some of these women will even get alimony support. These are the active whores. You must stay away from them, brothers. Category number 2, women who have whorish tendencies. These women are your flirters. They may not be a whore yet, but they are on the verge of becoming one. These women claim to be proper ladies, but they always want to look sexy as if they're trying to lure you into their grasp. These women know how they look before they left the house. They know that their breasts will get attention by men. They know that that mini skirt they have on will awaken the dogs in the community. They may not want to have sex yet, but they continue to attract sexual attention to themselves. You gotta watch out for these types of ladies. Category number 3, women with a whorish record. These are women who are not virgins and was never married. These are single mothers who are not widows and never was divorced. What's interesting about this last group of women is that the majority of women you meet in the supermarket, in college, at church, and on your job fall in this category. According to statistics, only 3% of the American population waits until they are married to have sex. This means that America is officially a culture of whores. This is why it is important that from this day forward, brothers, you only get involved with a woman who has been reformed. Many of us have a negative past that we are not proud of, but as men, it really doesn't make sense to commit yourself to a woman who has not been rehabilitated from her whorish behavior. Let me repeat that. As men, it does not really make sense to commit yourself to a woman who has not been rehabilitated from her whorish behavior. A woman who is a whore does not value fatherhood or marriage. It is extremely dangerous to get sexually involved with a whore. Getting involved with a whore will impact your finances, your emotions, your manhood, and our culture in a negative way. So when I say leave whores alone, I'm serious as cancer. Peace.